How's it going, all you beautiful people? I want to talk a little bit about being able to get Pokemon products in person or not being able to get Pokemon products in person in today's Pokemon climate, however you want to look at it, because it's just going crazy. So I'm in San Diego, and a lot of stores drop boxes every X day, or some say every Friday, every Thursday, every Wednesday. It really depends on the store. They'll have a Pokemon shipment. But there's one Best Buy in San Diego that drops Pokemon cards every Friday morning at open, and they'll actually open the store early for everyone that's waiting in line for Pokemon. And up until the last couple of months, it wasn't that bad. Like, unless it was a really popular set, you can go the morning of. You wouldn't get the best stuff if something's really popular, or if there's a really popular new set like Ascended Heroes and you knew the ETB was going to come out. Then you'd probably have to go pretty early. But otherwise, you can probably go the morning of, not too early, and get something. And you can still do it at this store because they do get a large shipment of Pokemon cards. But today it's Friday. The Ascended Heroes Premium Poster Collection dropped, and it is a really good box. I mean, I think there's 10 Ascended Heroes booster packs in it, so for Ascended Heroes being a really popular set, there's 10 packs in it. I knew it was going to be popular. But what's crazy is I heard that at this particular store, at about 10 p.m. last night, there were already about 25 to 30 people in line. And that just blows my mind. That's about 12 hours before this Best Buy is going to open, 11, 12 hours. And I don't know. That's just crazy to me that there's that many people waiting in line at the store for the next morning. And not only that, that's not the only store in San Diego that drops Friday morning. There's a lot of stores, some Targets, some Best Buys, Barnes and Nobles, a lot of stores across San Diego. So this is just one of the stores. I know that there's Targets where there are lines of 50 by early morning. There's other Best Buys in San Diego, the one that I didn't talk about, where there's a line through the night and into the morning. There's already a long line. And I don't know. It's just crazy to me because a lot of people that are in the Pokemon hobby will ask me when we talk about it. It'll come up in a conversation and they'll be like, oh, why are Pokemon prices so high? Like, why is this box so expensive when it's sold for this much at Target or Pokemon Center or Walmart or Best Buy? And I just respond with one thing now. If you want to really see why these prices are what they are, try to get any Pokemon product at MSRP, because I think that's just the state we're in. Unless you're in all these groups, local groups, or you're in group chats with your friends, or you know when things are going to drop and you're willing to go early or wait, you're probably not going to get a lot of Pokemon products right now, especially if you're working. The crazy thing is there are people that waited 12 hours from last night to this morning. What about your job? I mean, I understand that not everyone works Monday through Friday. I understand, a lot of people say, oh, people only get Pokemon cards because they don't have a job. And I don't think that's necessarily true. I think a lot of people that do buy Pokemon cards actually do have a job. They're kind of expensive, and a lot of people say, oh, they only get Pokemon cards to resell, and that is their job. I do think there's obviously people like that. I just don't think that's as common as people joke or say when they're angry and can't get product but see other people get product. So I'd assume that many people have jobs, but let's say you don't work Friday morning. I think it's just crazy to wait 12 hours for one thing. Or it's not one thing, I think how the specific Best Buy works is you get one or two of each item that they get, and I think it was known or guessed that this Best Buy would have a lot of different boxes. So you did walk out with a lot of boxes if you're in the first, I don't know, X amount of people, depending on the stock of each of the SKUs. But I think it's just crazy, the fact that being able to get any Pokemon product, and especially being able to get any popular Pokemon product, it's just near impossible right now. Unless you spend all your time trying to figure out these stores. The problem is, if you know a store is going to drop on a certain day and you know a popular item is going to be dropped on a certain day, people are already going to be waiting in line way before they open. The night before they open, they're willing to wait 12 hours. And then the other side, so if you were to get at one of those stores, you'd have to go super early. And on the other side, if you don't know the exact day that a store is dropping an item, because there's a lot of stores where you don't know, you have to constantly be in these group chats of maybe your friends or other people in your area where they put out a notification that a local Target had Pokemon products. But the fact is, once you hear that, there's probably hundreds of people that hear that because there's a lot of different groups, a lot of different people that are notifying each other, hey, this dropped. Some people live closer to that Target than other people. And then once you hear in a public forum that a Pokemon product dropped in a certain place, unless they have 200 of that item, which they typically don't, it's usually 20, 30, 40, 50. It's probably already gone because hundreds of other people already heard of the drop. Thousands of people already heard of the drop. Some people are nearby. Some people will quickly leave their house and go there. So whether you know when a Pokemon product is going to drop or not, it's hard either way because if you know, you have to go super early and wait super early in line. If you don't know, then you have to go to these places, guess, hope that they drop when you get there, hope that they drop while you're waiting there. And I don't know, it just makes getting Pokemon product impossible right now. I don't really know the fix to this because I've had this conversation with people around me, but unfortunately, I know a lot of people like to fight for everything in today's society. They like to fight for, making Pokemon products go to MSRP and things of that sort. But I have this conversation with people all the time. It's not going to happen anytime soon because the reality is there's a lot of easy money to be made in Pokemon. The fact that you can get a Pokemon box from a retail store and be up 100% on that product just for being able to get that box, obviously that's going to bring in a lot of people that, one, like to collect Pokemon cards. Like they'll always be there whether you can make money on it or not. Two, there will be people that just are in it for the money. And that's probably a big surge of people that have come in. And do I blame them? I mean, that's debatable. I think people have different thoughts. Like, should people be buying Pokemon cards that they have no interest in purely to sell right away? I know that's a very hot topic, and a lot of people say that's not the greatest thing ever. But I understand why they're doing it. The reality is, if you look on the news, if you Google it, I think last time I looked, 1/3 of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and that's just a reality. In a lot of cities, especially like San Diego, one of the most expensive cities in the United States, things are expensive. I mean, you can be working a job and still living paycheck to paycheck. So when you're told that you can make $50 for just going to a store, waiting couple hours and getting a box, or even in extreme cases like today, if you were to get 8 boxes and you can make $200 by getting all 8 boxes, I mean, obviously that's going to bring in a lot of people to getting Pokemon cards. I don't really know what the solution is. I mean, let me know in the comments if you know of a solution, because I don't know what a solution is other than, and by the way, this will never happen, they scan your ID or something, an identification, and it's linked to your social security. And once you swipe it at one store, you can no longer get that product for a week. Obviously, that's never going to happen. So I just don't know the solution other than Pokemon being able to print more. But the word on the street is that Pokemon is printing to full capacity at this point. They have a huge printing facility, like 5.27 million square footage of just stuff that they'll have on buildings on top, printing facilities to be able to print more product. That's going to be open starting next year. We'll see if that even makes a difference, because at this point the demand is way higher than the supply. Prices are going crazy for new sets, old sets, just everything Pokemon related. And I don't know, it's just been something in my mind, because getting Pokemon cards is almost like a full-time job at this point. A lot of people assume and get mad at people for being able to get Pokemon products, but it's not an easy thing. You have to make the effort to go somewhere, or you have to be willing to wait somewhere if everyone knows something's going to drop. For example, when Sam's Club drops, they tell you the date that every Sam's Club in the United States will get that product. And you know what happens? There'll be a long line starting the night before, depending on how popular the product is. And if you're not there 2-3 hours before open, you're probably not going to get it. And that's with 160, 200 people being able to get the product, and Sam's Clubs being all over the United States. So that's just crazy to me. I mean, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you actually have a solution to this problem. I'm actually kind of curious what people have to say about this, because it's a very hot topic. A lot of people get in heated debates about this. I'm not here to start debate. It's just something that's been on my mind, because it's something that's just very real in anyone that's been in the Pokemon hobby. When I was buying Pokemon cards 3 years ago, it was not like this. You can go to your local Target, you can take something out of the shelf. You can actually buy Pokemon products for under MSRP. Lost Origin, Silver Tempest. People are selling those boxes for $30 ETBs. MSRP of an ETB is $50. So you can actually buy it under MSRP. And now it's like this. Do I think it's going to get better in 2026? I really don't. 2027, we'll see what the printing facility does, but let me know in the comments what you think about this whole situation. Let me know in the comments if you actually have a solution to this. Maybe you have some idea that I never thought of that I will read and be like, maybe that will work. Let me just know what you think about the overall Pokemon landscape and being able to get product in person right now. I can talk a lot more about online and bots and that sort, but this is just mainly in person. So yeah, I really appreciate you watching. If you watched up to this point, I really appreciate it. If you would subscribe to my YouTube. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube, because if you get 1,000 subscribers and a certain amount of view hours, you'll be able to join the YouTube partner. And that's my goal at this point. We'll see if I do it. I make these videos for fun. I have a full-time job. I don't plan on replacing my full-time job with this. So yeah, but that is my goal. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm kind of far away. I'm at 300 something. So it is a goal I'm going to obviously have to grind for. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Everything is TCG Collectors House. Drop a comment. Drop a like. It really does help with the algorithm, because when you watch the video, which is the most important, I really appreciate it if you're still watching it. If you like it too and comment, they'll show it to more and more people, and so on. If those people like it, they'll show it to more and more people. So I really appreciate it if you would do that, but only do it if you enjoyed watching the video. I don't want people to do it just to do it. I want people to do it because they genuinely enjoyed watching the video and want to hear me talk about more stuff. So I really appreciate it. It's a crazy time in Pokemon right now. We'll see how the end of the year or the rest of the year turns out, but I just want to get on and talk about it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.